Design.
Innovative.
Scalable.
Secure.
Agile.
And lightning fast.
Welcome to the world of Salesforce Einstein.
Please join me in welcoming to the stage SVP of Platform Product, Wade Wagner.
Thank you. Thank you. It is so good to see you all here today. Thank you for joining us on day 2. It's great to see so many familiar faces. We have an awesome program for you this morning. So we're going to be talking about low-code and low-code app dev. But first, I want to thank you. So working with all of you is fantastic. What you are able to do, what you do, the energy you bring, the excitement, the passion, it fuels us. And I gotta say, working on products, building products, nothing gets me more excited than to see what you do with these, the things that you build, the passion that you bring, the feedback you give us. So thank you, whether you're a customer, a partner, part of our Ohana here at Salesforce, thank you. So today, we're going to do a couple of different things. And just like yesterday, Parker invited everyone to join us in the conversation on Twitter, we invite you to join us at #Lightning. So tell us what you think. Tell us about your low-code experiences. Tell us what gets you excited. Tell us what you love about this keynote and this program today. So we want you to join the program. I took a look at this hashtag earlier. I think we need to bring more Salesforce to this hashtag. So all of you, please start tweeting #Lightning and join this conversation. So today, we're going to talk about low-code. And I want to start off actually describing at least how I think about low-code. Because oftentimes, when we think about a low-code platform, we think about no-code. And no-code is absolutely an integral part of a low-code platform. But one of the things that makes it really powerful is it's not just about no-code, but when you need to, actually introducing code into the equation. And so a low-code platform brings fantastic low-code tools, things that we'll often refer to as declarative or builders, allowing you to do more with clicks and taking advantage of these productivity capabilities to just do amazing things really fast. And that's not only just for admins and for declarative developers, it's for professional developers as well, pro-code developers who have spent much of their career writing code in different languages and so forth. When you have the opportunity to use one of those builders, it really accelerates what you're able to do. And one of the great things about this as well is when you use one of our builders, you're effectively creating metadata and allowing us to continue to improve those experiences. So you essentially are future-proof. You end up taking advantage of these fantastic tools that are going to grow with you. But being able to have code as well means that when you want to really express yourself, you want to create something that we've never even thought of, you can do that. You can end up creating Lightning components, which is a blank canvas that you can use to describe anything that you want. You can end up writing Apex, JavaScript to do things that you just need to get done. And the best part is it's not in a separate place. It's not a separate platform. It's all one platform where these builders, these declarative tools, as well as code, come together in a unified way. And of course, also with low-code platforms come these enterprise services, things that really accelerate the ability for you to build amazing things. So all of this comes together into low-code. So that's what gets me really excited is a platform like this, and I truly believe this is the greatest low-code platform in the world. And so Recently, a couple of weeks ago, I ended up sharing one of the first times what I called the aha moment that I had with Salesforce. And this was back in 2014. I had an amazing opportunity. Was very privileged to join a bunch of the evangelists here at Salesforce for a full-day opportunity to just learn about the platform. And two things really struck me very quickly about Salesforce that I just absolutely loved. The first was I used these tools to build stuff. In fact, building just an object in Salesforce was amazing, but it wasn't just the fact that I had this amazing abstraction on a relational data model. I had this instantly available as an API. I had all of this stuff surrounding this object that I could take advantage of programmatically. And what's more, I then discovered that with Apex, with a little decoration, I could build any kind of RESTful API that I wanted to, writing a little bit of code. And I'd done this for years, but with Salesforce, I didn't have to own the full stack. I was able to just do this using some tools and with a little bit of code, and before you know it, I had this RESTful API that I could interact with. And so in this tweet, I actually invited a lot of you to share your aha moments as well. And the response was pretty remarkable, and I actually want to share a couple of these. So Melissa, her aha moment when she was like, wow, this platform is amazing, shared that they actually needed to build a custom application, a custom front end. I can see a tablet app for community organizers. And they were able to do that, completely custom front end, but backed by the platform. So that is a pretty cool aha moment. And then another one here where Suman was able to say, hey, I can actually build and automate an app without writing any code. And it gave her that independence. It gave her that freedom and that confidence to do pretty amazing things. And so, not that I'm trying to get everyone to follow me on Twitter, but I do encourage you, take a look. There are 60, 70 different responses, all of them remarkable, where people are sharing what their initial aha moment was with the platform. So, and of course, use hashtag Lightning, join the conversation. Would love to hear about your aha moment as well. And so that's what makes a low-code platform powerful. So you have the ability to build with clicks. You've got the Lightning Community Builder, being able to create these highly personalized custom communities for your users. You've got the App Builder that lets you build just about anything for your colleagues and within your enterprise. And then, of course, we're going to see a lot about Flow today, using that Flow Builder to be able to really orchestrate some meaningful, powerful things. And then when you need to, you can extend with code. External services is one of my favorite capabilities in the platform. You've got to check it out. It enables you to take any API running anywhere, decorate it with some swagger, connect it to the platform, and share with the rest of the builders in your organization. Let admins, let declarative developers take advantage of these APIs just with clicks, connecting into things like Flow. Of course, you heard a lot from Mr. Ellis yesterday about Lightning Web Components. Very exciting capability. You can extend, create any kind of custom capability with these components. Fantastic developer tools, which I'm very proud of. And of course, all kinds of environments that you can use for app dev. And so all of this comes together to provide just an amazing platform and canvas for you to be able to build applications, whether it's a help desk or concierge-like experience for your users, or whatever it might be, just a community or an internal application that just helps you to get things done faster. This is the platform for building those applications. So today, we're going to walk through how the Salesforce platform is an amazing low-code platform and how you can build together. So we're going to show how it's fast and fun, how it can be smart and automated, as well as mobile and modern. And before we get started, I do really want to give a shout out to our two demoers in the back. So we've got Belinda and Eric helping us. They have done an amazing job getting the demos ready for today. So thank you both. And with that, I'm very pleased to introduce Mark. So take it away, Mark.
Thanks so much, Wade. It's so great to be here with everyone. So in my role as an admin evangelist with Salesforce, I get to hear about all the incredible apps that you all are building every day. And what I've heard from you is that you want to build apps fast and quickly deliver solutions to your organizations. And if you can make those apps fun and engaging for your users, then it's so much better for everyone. One of the great things about the Salesforce platform is that you can build using the tools that work best for you and the business problem that you're trying to solve. So if you want to build declaratively in a sandbox or a Scratch org, you can do that. If you prefer to write code in Visual Studio Code or use the command line to do a force source pull, you can do that too. The choice is up to you, and with the Lightning platform, that is the unique special sauce. And you get, out of the box, a data model, a user interface, analytics, automation, collaboration, and the infrastructure to host all of those things. And you don't have to do that with Salesforce. We handle it all for you. If you were to build it on another platform, you'd have to do that all yourself. But with Salesforce, we take care of it so you can focus on making your business more efficient. And that's what we're here to talk about. But let's talk about the real world. How many of you are still managing business processes in a spreadsheet? Okay, maybe not you, but someone you know, maybe someone sitting next to you, is managing a critical business process in a spreadsheet, right? That's the real world. Well, think about this. Later this summer, we are going to make Object Creator available. And this is going to give you the power as admins and developers. You can take a spreadsheet and turn it into an app in Salesforce in just a few minutes. It's awesome. So Object Creator is going to be your way forward to build those apps. Do you want to see it? Yeah. All right, great. Well, again, let's give a shout out to our demo rock stars. I couldn't resist because it's a rock back there. Anyway, all right, Belinda and Eric, thank you. Okay, so we're the admin at eBikes. eBikes is a business that sells electric bikes. And the HR team at eBikes is using this spreadsheet to track the onboarding of all their new employees. Well, eBikes has grown a tremendous amount, so this spreadsheet is not cutting the mustard anymore. We really need to get this information in Salesforce. You can see we've got some key information here about employees and stages and hire dates. So let's see Object Creator, and let's bring that all into Salesforce. Awesome. So with Object Creator, you can take any spreadsheet, an Excel file, a CSV, Google Sheet, Office 365, and coming soon, Quip. So we're going to take our Google Sheet, and let's get this into Salesforce. So what's happening behind the scenes here is Object Creator is analyzing the column headers of our spreadsheet and turning those into fields that we're going to see in Salesforce. So what's great is we can pick and choose what the different field types are, right? This is like creating any custom field, but instead of doing it one by one, you can do it in bulk. So let's change the stage field to a pick list, because that's something we really want to not be a free text field, right? We can also see a preview of this data before we bring it into Salesforce. So this is what that data is actually going to look like. So let's click Next, and let's add a couple of other things here. So what we get by having this data in Salesforce is we get all the power of Salesforce. So you get chatter, we get search, reports, activities, notes, files, all the good stuff that you get by having the data in Salesforce in a relational database, not stuck in a crummy spreadsheet. So let's see what this looks like in Salesforce. OK, so here we are. All the records are in. Awesome. We've got all of our folks in here. But we're admins and developers. We're thinking about how to make our company more productive, right? How to make our users more productive. So let's change this into a Kanban view so we can see at a glance where those employees are in their various onboarding stages. So try doing that with a spreadsheet, right? This is way better. So let's take Andy. So let's take Andy Wilson and move him into the orientation stage. So Andy's now in the orientation stage. Let's click into Andy's record. And we can see this is just a row in our spreadsheet, but now it's in Salesforce. So let's use the magic of Salesforce. Let's jazz this page up. Let's make it more productive so folks can do that. And we're going to use Lightning App Builder. So you've all probably seen Lightning App Builder, but along the left-hand side, you've got your standard and custom components. And of course, you can always get more on the App Exchange. And we have a custom component because we worked with our development team, and they've created a custom Lightning Web component called Trail Finder. So again, going back to that building together, we built together to create this Trail Finder component. So let's bring this into the palette onto our record page. And this Trail Finder is what we're going to use, our HR team is going to use to basically recommend trails for Andy to take. But we don't want this Lightning Web component to display all the time. We actually only want this to display some of the time. So we're going to use the component visibility feature here to only show when we're in the onboarding stage of training. So makes sense, right? Only when we're in training do we want to recommend training stuff. Also, we're going to add one more component filter, and this is new with Summer 19. We're going to add this to only show when the user viewing the record has a custom permission that we've set up called employee manager. So basically, employee managers can see the recommended training, peers can't. So this is a new feature in Summer. Pretty cool. So this is great, and we've done some cool stuff here, but we want to go even further. We want to make this more productive. So let's add the path component so our HR team can see at a glance where Andy is in the onboarding process and where any employee is in the onboarding process. Great, so we've got our path there, but let's add a little pizzazz to this path. With the new Summer 19 celebrations feature in path, we can add a cool celebration for a specific step in the path, specific stage for onboarding. So we've got a team photo here, which we'd like to add. And when we get to that stage, then we'll see a little on-screen coolness. So we've got our path there. We've got our Lightning record page. We'll go back to our record, and we'll see this. So it looks pretty good, but before we check out the record, by the way, this all works great in mobile too. So let's see the mobile form factor. Pretty great, right? So it works both in desktop and in mobile, so you don't have to do different layouts between each. So this is a huge time saver. OK, let's see this in action. Let's save the page layout, Lightning record page, go back to Andy's record. And now let's move Andy into the training stage. And we should see that new yeah, perfect. There's that new component. Let's recommend a couple of trails. Perfect. Awesome. And now let's do the team photo. Let's add our new team photo here. Hey, look, that's weird. We didn't stage that or anything. Perfect. OK, let's add that team photo back, and let's move to the team photo stage. Mark that as the current stage. And yeah, celebrations. Awesome. Thank you so much, Belinda and Eric. That was great. Let's go back to the slides. So we just saw Object Creator create an app from a spreadsheet in like 2 clicks, basically. We saw dynamic component visibility on that Lightning record page using a custom permission, and we saw celebrations in the path. Pretty cool, right? By the way, it works on mobile. Pretty cool. All right. And that's how you build apps fast and make them fun. So with that, I'd like to bring up my friend Shannon Hale to talk about automation. Shannon?
Thanks, everybody. So Mark just showed you how you can build out a data model and a UI in no time with declarative tools. And what I'm going to talk to you about today is how to build on efficiency with smart automation. Now, as admins and developers, our whole job is basically about making our users successful. If we can, and that really means efficiency, right? If we can shave 1 minute off of a common task or workflow, that can mean hundreds of hours of productivity for our team over the course of a year. The question is, are we working efficiently? And what I want to show you is how we can really jumpstart our automation development and make our users more efficient using declarative tools. So when we talk about automation, a lot of the time we're talking about back-end automation, right? We talk about triggers, we talk about processes. But the real sweet spot for efficiency is when we combine custom UIs with highly targeted, focused forms that just show our users the information that the fields that they need to type in at the moment they need them, and actually combine that with the back-end automation. That's where we make everyone super happy. And Flow Builder is a tool that we're going to use to do that. It provides a bunch of out-of-the-box components to allow us to build screens, along with components to integrate with that back-end logic and make everything flow smoothly, no pun intended. Now, here at Salesforce, one of my rules of platform is that you're not just our customers. Every one of you is a partner. We can't possibly deliver all of the features and functionality that every one of you needs. Everyone has different needs. And so even as we're building out our declarative tool set, we're providing extension points where you can build your own stuff, as Wade was talking about earlier, when you come up with that madly innovative special thing that we never even thought of. We're going to make it possible for you to add that. And so let's take a look at how that works. Belinda, are you ready? All right, so back at eBikes, We were so happy with the way our user onboarding experience went that we decided to apply this process to our reseller onboarding. Our reseller onboarding had been a very manual process involving, well, there might have been a spreadsheet, there was a checklist, things got dropped, things slowed down. It wasn't really a good look for us with our customers. So we're going to replace our old manual flow with a visual flow launched from the home page. On our first form, we're going to get just the information that we need about the account and the contact. And we're also going to ask them for a tax number or social security number so that we can go off and get their credit score. Now, previously, getting the credit score had involved going to a separate site, basically entering all the data in a second time, waiting for it to come back, and then coming back on the phone. When we click the next button here, we're going to go off and do that automatically. So by the time we get to the second screen, our salesperson already knows what kind of credit terms that they can offer the customer, and they can offer them a nice discount on their first order, which we're going to choose from this nice visual picker. In the last screen, we're just going to confirm all the information and make sure that everything looks good. And when we click the next button here, a few things are going to happen. The first thing we're going to do is we're going to navigate directly to the orders page. And when we get to the orders page, we can see the account, the contact, the order has already been created. The related items for all of the order items are already there. And we've copied the reseller agreement over from the Quip. So let's take a look at how we built this. Now, if you haven't visited Flows in a while, you might have noticed that things have changed a little bit. And for those of you who dearly loved the old Flash-based flow builder, I have bad news for you. It's gone. In spring 19, we launched our new flow builder. One of the things that we had heard from a lot of customers is that the old Cloudflow Designer was intimidating and a little difficult to use. And so we've replaced that with a bright new palette. We've made it a lot easier for you to find things on the page. We got it up to a readable font size, which you can't entirely tell on this screen. But trust me, it's there. It's my favorite feature. Right? And we streamlined the palette so you no longer have to be able to tell the difference between a fast lookup and a regular lookup. Out of the box, we have a few components here for you. We have screens for you to build UI. We have decision branching and other logic. We have all of your database operations. And we come with a number of out-of-the-box actions. And those actions can be used to do all the common things like send an email, submit a record for approval. We even have a whole bunch of new Quip actions coming in summer 19. And this flow is largely made up of these out-of-the-box actions. But there are 3 places where we thought it made sense to extend with code. The first one is when we retrieve the credit score. Remember, we said we had to go off and enter all the data a second time. We wanted to get rid of that. So what we're doing here is we're using MuleSoft and an Apex invocable action to reach out to an external service, pull back a credit score, and we're storing it in this credit score object. Now, if you've used flows for a while, you will know that working with complex data types has always been a wee bit of a challenge. If you had an external service through MuleSoft, even if you just wanted to use a custom Apex action as your data source, working with that rich data is problematic. But in summer 19, we now have a feature called Apex-defined data types. And what that does is it allows you to specify any Apex class as a data type. Any fields that you mark as Aura enabled are now going to be available in the flow. And it makes working with Apex classes as easy as working with an S object. The second place where we decided to go to code was for our visual picker in the bundle picker on the second screen. And that visual picker is a Lightning component that's just marked as being available in flow actions, or in flow screens. And then the last place where we decided to look at code was that nice finishing behavior. We know that a lot of the time you actually don't want to stay in the same place. You want to navigate to the record. You want to go to the list view or another place. You might want to pop up a toast message. All of these things are available with local actions. And local actions are basically just a Lightning component. Instead of indicating that it's usable in a screen, we indicate that it's usable as an action. And that allows you to run client-side JavaScript in your Lightning pages. So all of this worked great. We loved our new flow until we at eBike started expanding into different states. And then it turned out that our reseller agreements had to change, we had other documents we had to cover, and the logic for that starts to get a little bit messy. And so we're going to turn to one more new Summer 19 feature, which is flow templates. And what flow templates do is they allow us to basically specify any flow to use as a starting point for other flows. So we edit the flow, and we're going to just check the template checkbox. And when we save it, we are basically telling Flow Builder that this is now a flow that we can use as a starting point for any new flow. We go back to the flows list, we click New Flow, and it shows up in our new flow modal as a template. And so when we click that, and create it, we see that all of the stuff that we had in the other flow is now available, and we can just add and remove things as we need to. Now, I'm going to acknowledge that we probably wouldn't put the whole flow in here when we were only working with just the documents, but you get the idea. Thanks, Belinda. So the beautiful thing about templates is not only are they a way for you to jumpstart your automation development with declarative tools, but they also enable ISVs to make flows easy to work with in managed packages. And we actually have a number of ISVs who have provided templates on flow solutions on AppExchange. It's an opportunity for you to learn from industry subject matter experts, to explore how the flows are built, especially if you're new to flow, and then to tailor them to meet your own needs. We talked about how to extend your flows with code, using invocable actions for server-side logic, and Apex-defined types to model complex data, and to use Lightning screen components and local actions for client-side screens and logic. And we're also working on Lightning web components, and you'll see that in Winter 19 for screen components. So someone told me last night that they think flows are the future, and I think they're right. Clearly a very smart person. Of course, somebody else told me 2 days ago if they never had to label another flow variable in their life, it would be too soon. So I'm getting it on both sides. We're working on that too, by the way. And flows are actually showing up in a lot of new places in Salesforce. You can use them in bots. But the one other thing I wanted to talk to you about today was Einstein Next Best Action. And you can think of Einstein Next Best Action as kind of like your decision-making assistant for your users. At eBikes, if we wanted to create a new prestige reseller program, we wouldn't want to just put the button to enroll our partners in that program on the homepage, right? We don't want to enroll every partner. We want it just to be available for our most valuable partners. And so what Next Best Action allows us to do is take information from different parts of Salesforce so that the salesperson doesn't have to basically go off and find all of the information they need to make that decision, and only surface these actions at the point where it makes the most sense, the point of maximum impact. And this is available in all orgs, and you should definitely check it out. So we talked about how to make great automation, and now to tell you about how to actually help your users adopt and engage in that automation, here is Kelly Walker.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Shannon. And we know that Flow is such a powerful tool to have in our tool belt, as it helps admins, developers, and users be more efficient. And it's so much better without Flash. So thank you. But we also know that with greater efficiency comes greater business value for everyone. And that's where I want to focus today with the modern and mobile experience. Lightning Experience allows standard and custom functionality to work together seamlessly so that our admins and our developers can create apps that are faster to build and easier to use. Utilizing out-of-the-box functionality like Console, Einstein, and as Mark showed us, Path, our users are able to see increases in productivity upwards of 25%. Developers can develop faster with base components and component reusability so that their time to market decreases by over 50%. And then our admins can bring all this together and create an experience that's truly transformational for their users and make it look pretty, allow their users to really have an experience that meets their needs and is easy to navigate. But even with the most beautiful, the most transformative, innovative, and modern experiences, we know that the change management process is not about the technology, it's about the people. And so we are investing in the user engagement platform with this amazing new feature coming in summer 19, InApp Guidance. It allows you to drive app usage with its built-in guidance. And you can create it within a matter of minutes using nothing but clicks. And then you can track and report on how your users are engaging with it and modify as necessary so that you can make sure that your users are getting the most out of their experience. And where are our amazing partners out there? Are you out there? Awesome. Well, you can also use this and add it to your own app so that your customers know exactly what you've built for them in terms of new features and new functionality. That's pretty awesome, right? Yeah. All right. Well, enough just talking about it. Eric, let's actually show them this in action. Okay, so here we are back in e-bikes. You'll see that we're now working with our reseller order, and we've been able to take a multi-step process and replace it with drag and drop functionality, incorporating custom components on our standard Lightning record page. So we'll see exactly how that works here by utilizing our search bar to look through our product inventory. We'll then select the appropriate bike and put it onto our order form. That's it. Super easy. Within a matter of clicks, we've created a new, efficient process for our users, and we think they're really going to love it. But it's not super intuitive, and it's completely different than what they're used to. So we want to make sure that they know about this new feature, as well as have their first impression be a great impression. So for that, we are going to use InApp Guidance. We'll head into Setup. We'll then look for InApp Guidance, and once there, we'll click Add Prompt. We'll then open the authoring bar, navigate back to our reseller order, and start to add our guidance. So let's click Add Prompt right there and walk through the steps. The first question we're going to be asked is, what type of prompt do we want? Floating prompts are great for quick tips like we're looking to add here, while docked prompts are collapsible and better for longer, multi-step interactions. So we're going to stay with a floating prompt. We'll then move on to the position. So this gives us the amazing opportunity to place our guidance right where we want to highlight a new feature or new functionality for our users. Let's click on the bottom right. And then we'll have the ability to give this to specific people, but really anyone that has access to the reseller order should be able to view it. So let's leave that as such. And we'll give it a great catchy title so our users see it, they're drawn to action with some additional information around what exactly this guidance is, what this new functionality allows them to do. We'll add a button that dismisses the prompt so that they can move forward and continue working, but we'll also add an action button so that our users can go out to an external website to receive additional information if appropriate. Well, let's just use Trailhead in this instance. Yeah. Chris is loving it. All right. And then with the next step, we'll schedule this with a start date of today. We can always put an end date, but it's unnecessary. And then adjust the frequency if appropriate. Let's give it a name and a description so we remember why the heck we built this in the first place, right? All right, save and preview. Let's see what this prompt will look like for our users. There it is in the bottom right, just as we had said. We can go ahead and dismiss the prompt or take additional action. But what's great for us as admins and developers is we can see how effective this guidance is for our users. So let's go back into Setup. And let's refresh so that we can see some insights around how often this prompt is being viewed and how often our users are taking that additional action to find additional information. All right, so with that, within a matter of moments, like I said, we were able to create guidance so that our users knew about their new features, new functionality, and really make their first impression a great impression. I want to thank our amazing demo drivers one more time. They did a great job helping us make e-bikes fun, smart, and now modern. And if you're interested in starting to build your own custom components, I want to show you where you can grab some sample code. We'll head to the sample gallery. This will be filled with some sample code, as I mentioned, as well as recipes, so you can get started building your own custom components faster. And greatest part about it, it's all in Trailhead. All right, thank you so much, Eric. Now, I have had the amazing opportunity to work with Mark and Shannon on making e-bikes amazing for our users. And we were able to collaborate together on our own piece of functionality in a shared sandbox. That allowed us to collaborate around what we were building for our users. We could then run automated tests and conduct user acceptance testing, before we pushed it into production, which is amazing because I know that no one actually codes directly in production, right? No one's ever done that? Or am I the only one? Okay. But this is available to you as well. So you and your teams can go and you can collaborate around the experience that you want to deliver to your users, both on desktop and, as we saw in Mark's demo, mobile. That's right. Coming with Winter 20, Lightning is coming to the mobile experience with the new Salesforce mobile app. Yes. Now that means that all of the hard work that you're putting in to make Lightning amazing for your users, those customizations, modifications, that's all going to be mobile responsive, and your users will have a unified experience as they move from desktop to mobile. Amazing, right? I know. Let's give it one more. But not only that, your users will also be able to take advantage of other mobile functionality, like Siri, so that they can work faster and smarter. If you're interested in learning more about the new Salesforce mobile app, or you'd like to become part of the pilot to receive access before Winter 20, head down to Platform Point while you're here at TDX. Thank you so much. Back to you, Wade.
Thank you. All right, how about one more round of applause for those amazing demos, the presenters and the demoers. So thank you so much. Awesome job. So today we looked at low code and how we can build fast and fun. Mark showed us that. How smart and automated. Shannon walked us through that as well. And then Kelly just showed us how it can be modern and mobile. And so I wanted to highlight, it's kind of hard to read. Feel free to take pictures if you'd like. But I'm not going to go through all of these, but a lot of exciting things coming in the future. I know a lot of you are going to be really excited about the enhanced related lists. Anyone excited about that? Also, as we heard, we've got the new mobile app coming GA in winter, InApp Guidance, and then longer term, a lot of really exciting things. One of the things I'm excited about is a lot of employee app templates that we're going to be working on, making it easier for all of you to build apps for other employees in your organization, and of course, a really awesome web IDE coming as well. So look for that in the future. So you can go to this URL here. Feel free to take a picture. And you're going to get access to trails that walk through everything that we covered today. So you're going to learn about platform basics, how you can do all that amazing stuff Shannon showed in Flow, and everything else. So definitely take this out, check this out to take a look at how you can learn more about the things that we saw today. And of course, it doesn't just stop here. So please come down to the Platform Point. Join me, a bunch of other amazing engineers, product owners. We've got SEs. We've got everyone down there. Come down, join us, talk to us, ask us questions. Looks like Brett's going to be given a breakout session. I didn't know that. No, but still, there's a lot of additional breakout sessions that you can go to. And of course, we've got workshops, a bunch of amazing things that you can do hands-on. So definitely come down and check that out. It does not end here. And so with that, thank you all. Thank you all for coming, for everything that you do. Appreciate it. Have a great rest of the conference.